Hello there. Have you missed us? Have you missed us as much as we've missed performing in front of a live audience? Well, 3 years away from the stage was more than we could bear, but now, at long last, it has happened. And here is the proof, the unvarnished evidence of our rebirth and resurrection. You are about to hear the first of 4 brand new tales that we brewed from scratch for a special presentation we called Nightfall on the Nutmeg State, a poisoned pen letter of pernicious passion to the great state of Connecticut. The story you're about to hear now, Old Wolf Putt, was taped live at the Westport Library in Westport, Connecticut, on Friday the 13th of October, 2023. Hear them. You can feel them all around us. Tonight, they have somehow returned. But it can't at all be possible. Most locals know this. Wolves are not to be found in this place called Connecticut. The Nutmeg State, the Constitution State, the home of Noah Webster and its famous dictionary, Mark Twain, P.T. Barnum, Harriet Beecher Stowe, and one Israel Putnam, who, on a moonlit night in 1743, in the township of Pomfret.
All right, men. Hush. Simmer down. I said hush. Silence those damn dogs. I need to think.
Oh, the stench! It is too much!
Be damned! The burning of the sulfur is not working.
We tried smoking her out, and now this sulfur seems not to be clearing.
Perhaps we should put more sulfur on the fire.
Aye, let's add some more.
Please, if I take my hand away from my nose, I shall be quite ill.
Well, there's nothing left to do then.
So we can go home?
No, that's not what I meant. There's nothing left to do but to face that detestable creature and enter the cave.
Splendid. Then let's do just that.
The entrance to the cave is narrow, enough perhaps for one of us to enter. Henry, as my manservant, I would like you
The answer is no. No, no!
I am your employer. You will do as I command.
If forced to choose between being unemployed or being eaten alive by that very few...
Young Mr. Putnam, sir, allow me to be the first to acknowledge the abject cowardice of your servant, Henry. But he is not completely bereft of reason. Between the smoke, the sulfur, the ebon darkness, and most of all, the potential for arousing the ire of the she-wolf who rests at the bottom of this cave. It is a misadventure that tempts fate and courts disaster.
Get in there, Henry, you simpering daffodil!
Here, you can use my musket.
Come to think of it, I don't recall Henry ever firing a shot. Perhaps you, Farmer Barney, can enter the cave since it is your musket.
You are most welcome to borrow my musket, Mr. Putnam, sir.
Don't please tell me that my eyes fail me in this moonlight. Are you trembling, my dear Farmer Barney? Do you also see this, Farmer Dodd?
Yes, but don't you see, Mr. Putnam, sir? He has every right to tremble, and so do I. And if you had any sense, sir, you would be trembling at the very thought of it, too.
Tell me, how many cattle have you lost, Farmer Dodd? And you, Barney, if that she-wolf devours the last of your sheep, how will you survive this winter? I can tell you that meat won't come from my stable, because as long as that bedeviled bitch remains free, none of us will have any food to put on our tables. 70 sheep. I have lost 70 sheep. Hear me, lads. We have spent the good part of this day and evening tracking this horrid animal to what I hope will be the final resting place for her and the rest of her detestable breed. If we slay this wolf tonight, mark my words, we will never be bothered by any more of her kind ever again! Barney, hand me your musket.
Mr. Putnam, please reconsider.
There is nothing to reconsider. Give it to me.
Are you sure, sir?
Give it to me. Thank you.
Be careful now. It is loaded.
Dodd, I'll need some rope.
Rope, sir?
Yes, rope! You know what rope is, don't you?
Here, sir.
Henry, bring me a torch. Dodd, I want you to fasten this rope to my feet. Men, I'm going to crawl into the cave with the sole purpose of killing this demon. All three of you hold this rope. If I tug at it 3 times, that is the signal.
The signal, sir?
The signal that I need to be pulled back up immediately, of course. All right, make sure that I'm fastened good and tight with that rope.
Is that good, sir?
Ow! Yes! That will do.
I wish you would reconsider, sir.
I think this would be a good time for a prayer.
Keep your prayers inside your skull, Henry. All hands on the rope. Here I go.
This will not end well. Poor Mr. Putnam. Where will I find another employer who will compensate me as well as he has for all of
Shut up,
these
Henry!
years?
Both of ye shut your mouths!
Who do you think you're talking to,
You
Mr.
heard
Dodd?
what I said!
Would you care to say it again?
Hold the rope, men!
No signal, eh?
Perhaps Master Putnam has the advantage.
Advantage?
The she-wolf was nearly captured in a trap, lost 2 of her toes. She is injured, you see.
Oh, she's a cunning beast. Putnam is mad.
He has almost no room to maneuver in the cave. It's so narrow and tight.
All cramped in there holding a torch and a gun. He may bloody burn himself up. Oh, what's happened?
Did he miss? I feel like he missed.
And how can you tell?
There it is! He's pulling! He's pulling! Come, men! Blast Putnam!
Pull!
He can't be this heavy!
Careful, you fools! Not too rough now! You don't want to shake him on the rope!
Easy now!
We've got him! We've got him! Don't you dare let go, Henry! Come in!
Putnam!
Mr. Putnam!
Look! What's that on the rope? Is that blood?
A hero of the American Revolution, those wild and oft-times reckless adventures tread the line between fact and folklore. Israel Putnam was most famous for uttering this war cry at the Battle of Bunker Hill.
Don't fire until you see the whites of their eyes!
But he is also remembered as the man who killed the last wolf in Connecticut on that night in 1743, and Connecticut has been wolf-free ever since.
Oh, Mr. Putnam! You're alive!
Don't stand there gaping! Help the man!
The men dragged Israel Putnam from the cave, his clothes shredded, bleeding from various small wounds, his hands clutched to the hind legs of the lifeless she-wolf, the musket and torch abandoned in the cave. He was taken to the local tavern to celebrate with the grateful farmers, and where the she-wolf was hung on a spike. From that night onward, he was known as
Old Wolf Putt! Old Wolf Putt!
Old Wolf Putt!
Yes, Old Wolf Putt. If there was ever a price to be paid for helping to eradicate a once noble breed, well, the bill never came due for Israel Putnam. He passed peacefully in 1790 at the age of 72, his heroic legend fully intact. Monuments and tributes of all kinds appeared in many of the years that followed. There was a monument erected in his honor in 1888, where his body was interred in Brooklyn, Connecticut. Upon the pedestal, we see a sculpture of Putnam riding high into battle, and on the front of the marker,
A wolf's head can be seen.
I'm getting a premonition. Something strange is about to happen. But before we continue, these few words from our sponsors. Now, back to Old Wolf Putt.
And speaking of sculptures, what might be said about the odd goings-on at the Abington Social Library in Abington, Connecticut?
Good afternoon, Mr. Donovan.
Hey,
So you have it here with you?
you're going to start thinking I don't want this commission.
Oh, now what, Mr. Donovan?
Let him speak, Kate. You didn't bring the statue, Mr. Donovan? It's okay if you need more time.
Evelyn, remember there is a deadline. Mr. Donovan, we need this sculpture ready in time for the anniversary.
I'm sure Mr. Donovan is aware of the deadline, Kate. What is the issue you're having, Mr. Donovan?
Remember what happened the last time I tried to make a wooden sculpture based on Israel Putnam's wolf?
Yes, the one we commissioned you to do 6 months ago. What happened?
It's gone. Just like the last one I tried to make.
What?
Evelyn, I'm getting the dog ate my homework vibes.
Look, accuse me of self-sabotage if you like, but I actually really need the rest of the funds from this commission, badly.
Then I would say a better use of your time would be not to come here and make excuses.
What do you mean the statue is gone, like the last one?
Just like the last one I carved. Don't you remember? I went out to the garage to pack it in the car and it just
What?
burst into flames.
Well, that is odd.
Oh, are we humoring him? Is that what we're doing?
Okay, Mr. Donovan. We will grant you an extension of 2 weeks. I trust that will be time enough?
That is not a lot of time, but I will make it happen.
Perhaps use a different kind of material this time, something less prone to spontaneous combustion.
Okay. Thanks, Kate. Thanks, Evelyn. I'll take what you said into consideration. Again, I'm sorry. Thank you for your patience and understanding, and good afternoon.
Again, I'm sorry. I don't recall him saying sorry the first time. You know, Evelyn, I think he's trying to pull a fast one on us and that he has nothing up his sleeve. Evelyn, what's wrong?
The other night when I was here by myself,
Yes.
I was getting ready to leave.
And?
I nearly called animal control.
Animal control?
It was coming from outside the building. I kept telling myself it had to be a dog. Kate, dogs don't make those kinds of sounds.
Once, every so often, when the air is still and the moon fat and full, some folks around here say that they can hear that mournful sound, the sound of loneliness, the sound of hunger, the sound of... And that cave where Israel Putnam killed the last wolf, it can still be visited today at Meshamakett Brook State Park in Pomfret, Connecticut. Allow your mind's eye to venture down into the pitch-black darkness of the cavern where the last wolf made her last stand. Go deeper, deeper still, until all you can see is the flickering glow of those desperate eyes. This is Fireside Mystery Theater.
And that was Old Wolf Putt. The cast featured in this episode include James Rieser as Israel Putnam, James Kleinmann as Henry, Eirik Davey-Gislason as Farmer Dodd, Michael Pate as Farmer Barney, Kacie Laforest as Kate, Alain Laforest as Donovan, Mary Murphy as Evelyn, and it was narrated by me, Ali Silva. Old Wolf Putt was written by Silbin Sandovar. Our live show and podcast are produced by Gustavo Rodriguez and me for Fireside Mystery Productions. The live performance of Nightfall on the Nutmeg State was supported by Verso Studios at the Westport Library in Westport, Connecticut. Our musical score was performed by Nico Slater. Our lead sound effects designer and engineer was Greg Russ. Additional sound design by Ricardo Delgado and Ali Silva. This series was directed by the team of Liz Lizer, Kacie Laforest, and Ali Silva. Our fabulous Fireside production coven includes Liz Lizer, Kacie Laforest, and Mary Murphy. Jason Graves composed our theme music, and I manage our audio post-production. Want to support us? Become an FMT Patreon patron today by going to patreon.com/Fireside Mystery Theater, or just follow the link from our website. It's a great way to stoke our fires and hear early releases, Patreon-only content, and enjoy other rewards as you help to keep our Fireside flickering. And we've got to give an overdue shout-out to Winter Malding, one of our newest patrons stoking our flames. Winter, we are so grateful to you for your support, and we hope you enjoy all we've got brewing up ahead. If you fancy, give us a rating and review, and you can follow us on social media at Fireside Mystery. Next up, can a wily coven of crones hold the key to an unsolved murder? Find out in our next riveting ramble from Nightfall on the Nutmeg State, The Grave of Midnight Mary, coming up from Fireside Mystery Theater. If you have a mind to be a lone wolf, think twice before you take that evening stroll, and do mind the shadows.